Angela Merkel is to blame for the CDU's disastrous recent election showing, and her handling of Germany's COVID-19 response, plus the fact that Brexit happened on her watch, is likely to tarnish her legacy, a former MEP and industry leader has said. Hans-Olaf Henkel also pointed the finger at European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, who served under Mrs. Merkel as her defense minister before becoming president of the European Union, for cocking up the blocks. Mr. Henkel, 81, who stepped down from the European Parliament in 2019, was speaking at the end of a disastrous week for the Chancellor's party, which slumped to 22.9% of the vote in the Baden-Württemberg state legislature election, and 26% in neighboring Rhineland-Palatinate. The poor results leave Mrs. Merkel's party in a difficult position just months before September's federal elections, with newly elected leader Armin Laschet, who is in pole position to succeed the 66-year-old when she steps down later this year. Mr. Henkel, who as well as having been an MEP was also the president of the Federation of German Industries, BDI, between 1995 and 2000, told Express, the CDU achieved record lows in both regional elections, consolidating the disastrous performance under Merkel's almost 16-year-long leadership. While the new party leader Laschet can rightfully claim that he was not long enough in the job, barely 2 months, to take responsibility, it will boost the chances of Markus Söder, the leader of the CSU, the CDU's sister party, eventually becoming the candidate of the CDU-CSU for chancellorship at the elections in the fall of this year. Turning his attention to what had gone wrong, Mr. Henkel said, the main reasons for the sudden dropping of the CDU's popularity has a lot to do with Merkel's handling of the COVID-19 crisis. It was her who forced the German government to abdicate the responsibility for purchasing sufficient quantities of vaccines from Berlin to Brussels. He added, in the view of many German voters, von der Leyen, EU's German president and Merkel's confidant, cocked it all up. While Germany was regarded to be a model at the beginning of the crisis and much ahead of Britain, the country is now behind many other European countries as getting its population vaccinated. On top came the news that at least 2 members of the German Bundestag of the CDU and CSU cashed in hundreds of thousands of euros as agents' fees by helping dealers to sell COVID-19 masks to the government. In considering the implications for Mrs. Merkel, who has been Germany's chancellor for almost 16 years, Mr. Henkel claimed the CDU's plight suggested Mrs. Merkel was not only unable to but unwilling to surround herself with competent people.